to the stream?
No, I see it.
Oh, okay. Trust me, love that thumbnail. Anyway, hello guys, welcome to the Odonnell podcast with a special guest, Carbon Carnage. And yeah, let me just get the chat up so I'm able to. There we go. With a special guest, Carbon. There we go. Alright, so let me just send the link to a few more people, and we're going to be moving on to the questions. We're going to be ready now. Are you able to turn that down, please? Because like it messes up the chat or whatever. And we've got three people already, so that's alright. Anyway, first question is to Connor. What do I call you? Or hello?
Yeah, hello.
So what do I call
How's
you?
it going?
You want me to call you?
Sorry?
What do you want me to call you? Do you want me to call you Carbon or?
I'm fine with Carbon, man. It's fine.
Alright, I'm gonna call you Carbon then. So Carbon, anything you wanna say before I move on to the questions?
Not really, man. It's been good, to be honest.
So have you been in any one of these type of podcasts already, or have you ever been in like something like this already?
That's my first time. That's why I want to try.
Alright. Anyway, let's move on to a simple question. What's the biggest moment that's happened in your career right now?
I've said it many times before, but it's UKW Mania 2, where I main evented against, you may know I'm Games Payne, known like a big EST superstar.
Yeah.
I beat him 3-0 for the UKW World title in the main event. Well, it wasn't really the main event, but you know, it's the main title, so
Yeah.
it was great.
Because a lot of people really want that UKW championship, and it's the number one fed in GMT as well. So that's why people are so happy when they actually win a title there, no matter what the title is. So yeah, let me just have a look. Oh, we've got 4 people watching, and let me have a look at a question. And yeah, okay. So Carbon, have you ever heard of a fed called ICW? I gotta say this every time for some reason.
ICW. No, well, you can tell me about it. Who started it?
Because this guy sponsors me, so I always gotta shout it as fed.
Who's that guy?
A guy called Bump Draft, and he's got 215 members, and yeah,
I know him.
Do you know him?
I know him, yeah. I mean, I've seen him around, I guess. In gyms, really, not in feds.
Oh, okay. Because he's not really that popular outside of ICW. He's one of them people who's, he just got his fed to hold on to. He's not really that skilled outside the ring, unlike a few people. Anyway, what about tag teams? Have you ever been in a tag team match or whatever like that? Have you ever been in a tag team?
Yeah, but I've actually won a lot of tag titles of different people. But one memorable tag team that I formed, there was actually 2. One with me and Invictus did it, and I tell you that tag team was good.
Oh, okay.
If you ask me, we were dominant for a month or 2.
What was your?
And then there was this wait. So in UKW, we're one of the most legendary tag teams of all time. CC09, CC for my name, Carbon Carnage, and 09 is for King Wolf 09, who was considered a big GMT legend up to this day.
Oh, okay. Because I've never really been in a UKW for some reason. I'm just starting to get in big feds right now. So, how long have you been row wrestling for? I'm just curious.
5 years, man. Ever since 2011.
Oh, okay. 2011. Wow. Manslaughter wanted me to say something, and he's wanted me to say, Arx Carbon, are you ready for CCW's Heatwave?
Heatwave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow. I see. The funny thing is that UKW was supposed to be tomorrow, and I was gonna fight for the UKW title again against, well, the GMT beast, Lesnar. But, I had plans and I couldn't make it. So, instead, because, it got, the time, I don't know, so, yeah, they made it early on, Thursday.
Alright.
So, because, yeah, they made it on Thursday because of the pay-per-view heat wave. And I'm currently holding, Anarchy title, which is a deathmatch that, it's basically, yeah, I fight in death matches and I defend. And I have an end with a world contendership for an IC title.
Oh, okay. So you've already held the UKW Championship once, is that right?
Yeah.
Also, I've been hearing a lot about this Lesnar and how lots of people in the community hate him and stuff like that. What are your personal opinion of him?
I don't know who told you that, but nobody hates him, to be honest. He really plays his gimmick well in terms of, conquering, because, if you look at it, you won't believe me if I tell you that he beat Undead Brock 5-1, for example. He beat XXX from the Undead, Ken Rollins 3-1. He's really good, and that is why,
Yeah, he's
I
good.
think he's going to be a harder opponent in Game Spain when I face him.
Oh, okay. So, he's not one of them people who play a really, a Brock Lesnar gimmick or a really dominant person gimmick, and he can actually deliver that really well, unlike some people that's only doing it for a gimmick idea.
I mean, I'm not going to mention anyone, but many people have used the Lesnar gimmick, and they weren't really successful. They can they have the gimmick as Lesnar, but they have the skills of what Heath Slater, Yoshitatsu. You know what I'm saying? They can't really do it. But Lesnar delivers it.
Yeah. So, yeah, people who can't really deliver the Brock Lesnar gimmick, you should kind of stay to the mid-carder gimmicks and stuff like that. You shouldn't really, do that. Anyway, I've asked you 3 questions. Do you have a question for me? I normally do this anyway. Do you have any questions or anything you want to say before we move on? Repeat that, please.
I mean, yeah. Have you ever been at UK? You already answered that. When you want to go to UKW?
When do I want to go to UKW? Did you say?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of joining UKW, but I'm just worried. I'm not that person who likes waiting. That's the thing with me. I like getting a match and think. I'm not quite sure if UKW gives everyone a match, because I've never really been at the show for I don't know how long for show and stuff like that, because I've been at big feds, and some of them feds just don't give a lot of people a match and they just focus on the high card. So what would you say?
See, UKW, the thing about new people joining is that Tams King, the chairman, he puts them in battle royal, in a 5-man battle royal, 6-man royal. And it's not usually for something. It's just so people don't complain for not getting a match. Especially these days.
Yeah, because the group's 500 members, the biggest group in GMT. I think he tries to do his best and whatever, but it's kind of hard. Yeah, so someone in the chat asked me, what's your opinion of David Lesnar?
Ah, man. This is because, I talked about the Beast gimmick. I'm not going to say anything, I don't have any problem with him. I only don't like the fact that he thinks he's better than Norps Lesnar when he really fight it. That's what most people do. They're like, I'll beat you, man. I'll take that title for you if you put it on the line. And they don't really back it up, because, every time I see him fight, or, I fought him. Let's be fair here. I fought him one-on-one. He couldn't touch me. I'm not showing up, but I'm not showing up. Come on. You think you want to be better than Norps, and you can't, get to the guy that's scared of fighting Norps?
Yeah. So, I don't know if it's just me, but I think there's a triangle in the there's a ranking system in the Row Wrestling. It goes something like CCW and WRE and CCW around the same thing. You know that fed? Royce owns it, I think.
Yeah, you mean yeah, WRE? Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, yeah. So CCW and that Fed, I think they're around the same level, and then at the top of the food chain is, is UKW, of course. But then you have this Fed called TNX, what I've been hearing about recently, and the ranking system just really bad. Are you in that Fed at all?
I was in it for a while, but like I just stay up for a long time because I'm GMT and I'm not supposed to. But I do it because like I want to try something new.
And to be honest, shout out to Loney if he's ever gonna watch this, which I highly doubt. But like, he's doing good. Like, he's handling stuff really well, in my opinion. I just left because I really can't stay up late, and the fact that I stay up late and I lose most of the time because I'm not on my 100%. Nah, we'd rather just like just rest and stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of feds, like a lot of 500 member feds, are in the east, isn't it? So if you're GMT, that kind of makes it hard because you're not at your 100%. Because it's late, you want to go to sleep, but also you wanna have fun. That's what it's all about, just having fun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you can't really be at your.
I mean, to me, like it's really like it's partly for my friends because like thanks to Pro Wrestling, I made a lot of friends, but also just want to try something because like I'm a GMT and I hear about TNX. I'm like, okay, this is good. I should like really go and try it out. And I did, and I'm happy. Like I may like haven't really want that much, but I'm happy. The experience was like excellent, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Because Pro Wrestling, it's really fun and stuff like that. I'm just gonna read a comment, a message out from Manslaughter. Do you think?
Oh yeah.
Do you
By
think?
the way,
Okay. Go on.
wait. By the way, like guys, like the ones who are in the chat, you just like spell your answers there, and I'll answer it for
Okay.
them, like every few minutes.
Oh, alright. So, Manslaughter has a question. Do you think he will defend his championship and his CCW championship, his NSW championship against Silent Murder? Do you think he'll win, or do you think he will lose?
Wait, can you say that name again?
Okay, Silent Murder.
Silent Murder. I
Never
don't
heard
know
of
him. I'm sorry, I don't know him, but like, I mean, sure, I can like depending on who I'm booked against. I don't really pick my opponents because nobody does that. But
Hmm.
if I had to, then no problem, man. Like I always want to see the new talent.
Yeah. And this is a question for a guy named X Beast, if you've ever heard of him. He says, Carbon, do you think a guy named Mazel is any good? Mazel is an owner of a fed called USW.
Like, look. If this is I'm just gonna interrupt you there. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but like, if this is something like, ask questions that's like relatable to what I'm gonna do. Don't ask questions about people that you may have personal issues with, because I really don't care. Like who the like it's fine. Like I know Mazel and everything, but like I'm not gonna rate him in a podcast. So like that's gonna be a waste of time.
Oh, alright. So yeah, I'm just having to think of any questions. Anyway, guys, if you want to send some messages through the chat, I think Carbon will answer them the best he can. Anyway, how do you like the thumbnail? Because I'm just running out of questions. Thumbnail's the best. Anyway,
Isn't that my Twitter pic?
yeah, saw that off your Twitter.
Oh wait, no.
No, it is. I
Okay.
saw it off your Twitter.
I like it, man.
Anyway,
Yeah, I like it. Like you were gonna ask me something about the new gens.
oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me. New gens. Any young talent you've been seeing recently? Any young talent?
Man, when did the whole new gen thing happen again? Was it like 2015, 14? Was that like where they started to appear?
I think so. I think it was around 2015. That's when the new gen came out, I think. I'm not quite sure. So what do you think of them, the new gen?
I mean, like it's like comparing two sides of a dice. One is no, that's stupid. Like the yin yang sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the black part and then there's the white part. Um, I'm not like what I mean is when I see black like inside them, they really like have some bad intentions, and they really don't like I don't know they love wrestling. Like at the end of the day, we all come here because for our love to
Yeah.
wrestling. But the way we like show it sometimes isn't really something people may see eye to eye for, especially when it comes to these days. Like I see a lot of gym rats, they have a lot of like
Potential.
I don't know if it's appropriate to say here, but they have a big pair of balls like to stand up to the top guys and like tell them they can beat them. But believe it or not, like 80% of the time they don't back it up. But in that 20%, you've seen guys like I'll name them IA Eddie Slayer, Bad News Daily, Prodigy Jaden, people like those.
Yeah.
They're at the top for a reason because they didn't talk too much. They backed it up.
Yeah. So,
And like I respect them to this day.
alright, so we have 3 questions from 3 different people. He would say, Carbon, how did you become one of the top stars in Pro Wrestling?
I don't know, man. It's been like it took me 3 years to get noticed, believe it or not. Like, and that thing just makes you wonder, man. I'm not gonna wait 3 years, but it's what I have to do. I just come and have fun. And I guess it was more about what you can do in the ring back then than being more popular now and dating like the hottest or pixels aren't hot. What am I saying? Like the top guys. And show your worth. I'm specifically saying that to the divas these days because that's how they get noticed. But or the women wrestlers, they don't want to be divas anymore.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of big wins, and to be honest, what sparked me to become like very noticed is if you know the UKW Royal Rumble Destiny 2. Yeah, that thing got people like shocked because I was an underdog back then, and people were like, "Nah, it's not gonna be Carbon's night." But I did it. You just have to like break out of your cage sometimes.
Alright. So, another question from the Falcon. OD and Carbon, what do you think of RWWE? I know that's a big fed.
Sorry.
What do you think of RWWE?
Ah man, I never went there because like I'm gonna be straight up honest. I don't want to put it in statistics, but a lot of the majority of gym rats you see come from there. I don't like them, like their attitude and stuff.
Yeah. Alright, we have last question.
So I really never go there. Sorry.
I said this is the last question from Jason. Who is winning a fight, a shark or another shark?
Depends who's using steroids at this point.
Alright, we're gonna calm down with the questions, and we're gonna be answering some questions a bit later. And Carbon, do you wanna ask me anything before second round of me? Do you wanna ask me anything right now, or do you wanna just want me to talk to you right now?
Alright, man. I mean, it's your podcast, but sure. Well, what is one memorable moment in pro wrestling that you remember? It doesn't have to be specifically you if you haven't done much, but like if it has, then you can tell me. Like people would want to know.
The biggest moment for me, or what I've seen in pro wrestling?
Your pick, man.
Well, I haven't really been seeing many honourable moments, but for me, it's probably been winning my first title ever. I don't know why. I think I was quite young, but when I won that first title, it was a job affair that I still didn't care. But I won my first title, and I just got so happy for some reason. I'm not quite sure, but that's probably my best moment. I mean, we're all gonna be jobbers at one point, We're all gonna be new.
Yeah, we all be jobbers, man.
Yeah. Last question. Manslaughter says, opinion on Manslaughter. What do you think of him?
Man, I told you I'm not gonna give opinions on a specific person, but like I'll just do this for banter.
No, manslaughter sent him himself.
Manslaughter, man. Yeah, I know. So,
Yeah.
opinion on him, like specifically him. I haven't seen him fight. I'll be honest, but
Oh,
I heard you're good, so I want to face you sometime.
Oh, alright. And Beast says, does he think he can beat David Lesnar? We've already covered that. Or Kid Jericho, or Brutal Damon, or KJX.
Sorry?
Beast says, do you think you can beat David Lesnar? We've already covered him. Or Kid Jericho, or Brutal Damon, or Cage X.
I'll tell you what, anyone can beat anyone, but anyone can beat, yeah, anyone can beat anyone. Like, I don't find Brutal Damon impossible because I nearly had him beat. I'll be honest, I never won Brutal Damon. He's probably the hardest pro wrestler there is today to fight. Kids Jericho, I don't know, man, I never fought him. Like, SCAs don't really count because you're not focusing. But, who else? There's X, David Lesnar, Kids, and Brutal Damon, that's it?
And Cage X. I don't know if you covered him or not.
KJX.
Apparently,
I'll tell you what. I was supposed to fight him at an RPW pay-per-view. It's called. I forgot. It's called. Nah, I don't remember it. I don't want to embarrass myself by saying the wrong name. And I was supposed to fight him, but I couldn't show up.
okay.
He's good. He's beating good people, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I fought him at the gym, and me and him are I don't know, like it's like on and on between me and him. Like he can get some decent falls, I get some decent falls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, downfall. Thanks, Ian. Kind of late for that though.
Did you see his comment? Karma, do you want to go right now? Takes off shirt. I think he was not too happy.
Ah, man. I don't mind.
Anyway, so yeah, Cage X. People were telling me he was one of the biggest stars. Like, people were telling me, look at this guy, he's the best pro wrestler there is. People were saying he was the best pro wrestler in the history or something. Like that's all people were telling me. What was your like?
I'll tell you what I think. He was like, I'll be on, like half a year ago, like a year and a half ago, he was on the rise. Like he was rising with Eddie, with Damon, and back then Eddie was crap. Like he wasn't good at all. Now look at him, he's really good. But like, what made him win, I guess, was winning Cup Helms at TNX for the TNX title, which is like basically the top title in world wrestling, and the EST, or maybe EST, like considering there's a lot of conspiracy going on what's the top 10 nowadays. So I'm not gonna like handpick TNX because any Fed owner would pick their Fed as number one. Because come on, they gotta advertise. It's called business. So like. He won Hub Helms, and like Hub Helms, you can't tell me that you don't know him. You know Hub Helms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hub Helms. But the thing is, like, apparently the last fall he cheated him or something, and where Hub's screen was broken and Loney didn't see it. So the way he won it was pretty like. There was some controversy on it, and I wasn't there, so I'm not going to judge. But I was there when he lost his title to Hub Helms 2 days later, which was kind of embarrassing because you work hard to win that, and then you just like the next 2 days just lose it, they all fade away. But and like I'll be honest, I'm not exactly the same page with KJX because like. He's not humble.
Oh,
Not gonna. It's not sneak dissing. I'm saying it to your face. You're not humble. You just like. You do it. You're a good pro wrestler. I'm not gonna deny that, but you're just not humble, man.
Alright. So, what about this question? who is who do you hate most in the pro wrestling community? Who do you hate most?
Oh man, there's so many names.
I'll
I'm gonna
get.
have to go with something simple, like Muddy, too, or something. Everybody knows Muddy.
Like, I've heard of him, and people say people hate him a lot. Like, how's Muddy won this title? How's Muddy won this title? Like, I'm practicing in the gym.
Muddy can be good. Muddy can be good if you want to, but if you safe chat him and you just let him fight, he's gonna be like unstoppable. Because this guy types a lot. Like, it gets annoying.
Okay, so we've got a question. We're gonna answer 2 more questions from Beast. That's offering you a challenge. Carbon, if you think you're so good, then fight one of the members of the Fresh Day, which is a tag team in a federation that I am in called ICW, what I mentioned earlier. So, you know.
Man, you gotta introduce me to those people before I fight them. I haven't seen them, I haven't met them, but I don't mind.
It can all be arranged. Trust me, it can all be arranged. And also, Manslaughter said, Jimmer Tragedy right now. No, another person.
No. I was just there, man, and then it's raining gym rats left and right. I'll pass.
It's impossible to one-on-one person in the gym, Jesus. So yeah, we're gonna have a few more questions.
Man, if Kids Rock if Kids Rock's ever gonna watch this, tell them to sort that gym out, man. Like, woo! People that I've seen for the first time, they just they jump in the server and be like, they don't even talk. They just swing their clean on you. Like, yo, I don't know them.
Can I tell you something that really gets on my nerves when I go to feds? For the new generation and the old generation, for the old generation, when you beat them, they go on and say, you think you're better than me? I've been doing this for about 3 or 2 years or 4 years, however long they've been doing this, but they just haven't had the skill for that 4-year career or whatever. Have you ever had that experience? I think it's just me.
Wait, who was saying that, like, a new gen or an old gen?
Wait, do you want me to repeat what I said?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I was saying, when you go to feds that don't know you, and you beat one of their either top stars or a mid card, and this person is a old gen, they go up to you and be like, or if you start talking to him because they're raging and stuff like that, they say to you, you think you're better than me, I've been doing this for 4 years, you're new gen and stuff like that. I don't know if you've seen this, but I've seen this a lot, and it just gets on my nerves because
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I've done it before. I'm not bad at it either. But what I'm gonna say is that people focus too much on the new gens and their attitude. Sometimes the old gens forget how they became the best by doing the work and getting the job done, and really nothing else. Like if they lose to a new gen, they're considered like, they'll probably be like, man, it wasn't serious. No, I was playing, man. Yo, I'm better than that. And the new gen, being the new gen, is probably gonna say, it's probably gonna say, man, I get you, man. Maybe a rematch next time. Like, yeah, man, just know that I'm better than him. He's like, yeah, I know that, man. No disrespect, man.
yeah.
It's funny, really.
I find it funny when a top card, like a real top card, lose to a new person that's just joined the group, and they make so much excuses, because it's like a top quality fed, like let's say 10 or 20 people who come to the show every single time, and they've seen you lose to this jobber, and they just make so many excuses. It's unreal. Like the minute they lose, they just make so many excuses.
Old gen making
Yeah, like when you beat a high card.
Is that in a gym or in a fed?
In a fed. or in a gym.
a
It can happen in both, to be honest.
In a gym, all gyms obviously gonna use the classic 2008 excuse. It's a gym, man. Nobody cares. And then like there's the man, and then there's like the feds. I already told you about it. Just, their ego sidesteps them sometimes, and I'll be honest, I've done it too.
Alright, so we got a question from Iron again. As a third question, do you think he will ever ask him if he ever thinks that wait, let me repeat this. Do you think that Ian will make a star of himself someday, because he's been winning big titles lately, like CCW's, NSW's championship and PCW's title?
NSW's PCW, isn't that ID Futures Fed?
I've never heard of PCW. Like, I just saw it on like, it's getting big recently.
I have.
Is it Central or is it what is it?
I think it's Eastern.
Oh, okay. It's Eastern. No, that's probably why I haven't heard of it. Well, it's so hard for GMT wrestlers to get in the Eastern.
Man, tell me about it.
Because you're not at your best, like I mentioned before. But what I don't get is Eastern Feds do it at 2 p.m. Some Feds do their shows at 2 p.m. Eastern. Have you ever seen that?
If I have, then I would have attended it, so no.
Because if some Eastern Fed wants to try get some GMT wrestlers in there, they'll normally make their show in the holidays at 2 p.m. So GMT wrestlers can join in and Eastern wrestlers can join in, or they make it at 3 or something.
There is one Fed that does that. Ever heard of JHW?
How big's that?
JHW. Nemesis Y2J, AK, man, I don't know, man, if I say that, but basically Metal Moon Rising, you know him? Full Moon Rising?
I can't say I've heard of him, to be honest. If this makes me look like a fool, but I've never heard of him.
Oh man, he's a legend. Like,
okay.
Day in, day out, he's a legend. He combines GMT and EST, and by the way, shout out to everybody in this chat. There's gonna be an event combining GMT and EST. A time zone tag match will be included. It's called Euro 2. I'll type it down here.
Okay, send me it through the chat.
Yeah.
Have you sent it through the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. So let me just have a look of it. So it says Euro 2, so it's already like there's already been one, or whatever.
There's already been one. It's been around a few months ago, probably in 2015. It's been really good, and you have to. It's JHW's event basically.
Okay, and you got to be really good to be in
Not
there
really.
with.
Well, yeah, considering the GMT and the chairmans, they tend to pick the best, the top guys,
Yeah.
the top dogs. Yeah.
So who would you say is the best at GMT wrestler? He can't be from. You can't live in Eastern. You can't live in America. He has to live in, GMT. You got to live in GMT. Who would you think?
If it wasn't for if it's not me,
Oh,
it's gonna be.
so what?
I'm not gonna say myself because I don't think I'm better than anyone. I don't think I'm better because someday that guy's gonna beat me and I can't say nothing about it. But I'd say Invictus, did he? Or there's also Boss Raymundo.
Boss, are you sure? Because he's retired and he's really.
He's retired, but if he was in his prime, boy, you wouldn't touch the guy.
Really? Because what's it called? In his prime, would you say he's the best or?
He's one of the best. There's no best in GMT. There's like a huge number of people who are the best. There's also Blazing Creations.
Yeah, he taught me a few
You
tricks.
probably know him.
Yeah, he taught me.
Yeah,
he's good. He's the one that got me into pro wrestling. Not into he's got me into like to think like a pro wrestler. Believe it or not, like he's the one
Yeah.
who gave me my big break 4 years ago.
Yeah, to be honest with Blazing, he doesn't talk like other, like he actually give you tips, think what the opponent's gonna, like,
Yeah, man.
tactics and stuff like that.
He's one of those few pro wrestlers that's one of my best friends. Like
Okay.
for many years now, and he probably has one of the highest IQs in pro wrestling because this guy, he thinks when he fights. He doesn't just like. You know, like I'm just gonna point out to the new gens. All you do is just run around in circles and spin. This guy plays with you, man. He plays with your mind. That's what happens.
He has so many. If like, let's say you win a fall over him, and he use a different tactic, and you know he has so many different tactics, so many different styles of wrestling. It's unreal. He can spin. He can. You know, he can be a tornado, Jesus Christ. But yeah, he's a really good pro wrestler. He can do, you know, I think he's beaten most GMT wrestlers that's ever, you know, stepped up to him or whatever, like that. And what about Ireland? Because this is another question. Do you think Ireland pro wrestlers and you know wrestlers are coming out like Matt O'Novo me at wait, let me repeat this. Do you think Ireland pro wrestlers are doing good? Like Matt O'Novo.
Ireland?
Yeah.
Did you just say Ireland? Okay, yeah. Ireland.
So Matt O'Novo, Manslaughter Ian and Finn Balor. What do you think of them Ireland pro wrestlers?
Finn Balor's an Ireland pro wrestler? I didn't know that.
Or apparently.
Finn Balor, like the actual wrestler or the pro wrestling one? And it's Finn Balor then.
Oh, mother. That's what he sent me. I was reading it out.
Ella's an I. Yeah. I mean, if you say Finn Balor, he's good. Like he's really good. Like he's probably one of the hardest people on my list that I haven't exactly beat yet.
Oh.
I haven't faced him either.
Alright. So I have two more questions. This is from somebody in the chat. What do you think of the Fresh Day gimmicks? Not Fresh Day, I mean New Day gimmicks. What do you think of them?
And you could always have something called the White Day. Yep, that's a gimmick.
Oh, there's nothing racist about that.
No, man, nothing at all, man. It's a bunch of free white dudes dancing but they're good. It consists of KJX too.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not. Because KJX is the very few type of people that would do that kind of stuff. And that's the fun part about him when he's actually, like, he's good with gimmicks, but I don't know, man. Like, he's not humble. I don't like him.
Oh, okay. And what was the thing I was going to say? He says Finn Balor wrestling in real life. Oh, my bad. He said it in real life or something.
What?
You know when he said Finn Balor on the message? He meant in real life. I have no idea why he sent that then.
He meant it. Good for you.
I have no idea. But is there any other people besides American and GMT? I think they're the only two areas that actually wrestle.
There's PST.
What's that? PST?
Pacific Standard Time.
Oh my bad.
Kind of American too, to be honest. There's also some Indian wrestlers.
Really?
Yep, I know. Yeah.
Send me
Indian pro wrestlers.
Have you got do you know any of any Indian federations? I would love to.
It's not Indian Federation, just Indian pro wrestlers.
Okay. Do they like all speak English? Because I think I'm not trying to be rude at all, but I think every
I remember one of them told me they were Somalian or something. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. Because I think to be a pro wrestler, and I'm not trying to be rude, not trying to be racist, is a real fact. To be a good pro wrestler, most pro wrestlers speak English. I mean, that is true.
That's crap. That's crap.
Huh?
You can be really good, and you don't really need to speak English.
No. Now, what I'm saying is most federations are big. most federations are big, and in them are people who speak English. Like, there's not many federations that are big that have people who do not speak English. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, like a federation of a different language. I mean,
Yeah.
English is the top spoken
Yeah.
language in the world.
Yeah.
If you look at the statistics, like look at any site, they're gonna say that English, and then under it is probably Mandarin, which is in China or something like that.
Okay. So, I think I've already asked this question. I'm just having a little think about some more questions, and I'm gonna look at the chat now while I think. So let's have a look of the chat, and he says, What is a gimmick you have never seen before by the Falcon?"
There was a Rugrats gimmick.
A rug. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and they played the intro theme too. That was like a proper gimmick, and it was used for half a year.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mention the name because this guy's probably over it right now, but he's done it.
Have you ever seen What Culture? I'm just curious. Have you ever seen What Culture?
Yeah, man, I see it any times. It basically knocks the kayfabe out of WWE.
Yeah, because there are top 10 things that WWE wants you to forget about a certain wrestler. I think we should do a top 10 things he wants to forget about his Rugrat gimmick, like Jesus. Anyway, what I was really shocked about was people do not do RVD gimmicks. Like, I think I'm the only person that actually does.
No, there's a lot of people that do RVD
Oh, really?
gimmicks.
'Cause
Yeah, there have been, but they come around and go, just like the RVD in real life. What a coincidence!
one title shot and he's out. TNA. He's gone to TNA.
Yeah, man, he's probably gonna come back and lose.
Here's another question. Have you ever seen wrestling with regret before? I'm sorry, but I cannot pronounce that. Maybe yes.
What? By the way, why do I feel this has something to do with Chris Benoit?
Oh, I do not like mentioning him.
No, man.
I'm just gonna send a message through the chat because my reading skills are very poor.
You can say, man, it's fine. I can understand you.
Well, I just sent the question through the chat because I just felt like it.
In the chat, okay. Have you ever seen wrestling? Yeah, already. Yeah, I just answered it.
Okay, we got.
I feeling it has something to do with Chris Benoit for some reason. Am I correct?
He says regret. He says regret for some reason. I don't know if he's gonna answer you. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, what do you think is a federation that is really rising lately? That have you seen?
A federation that is rising.
Yeah.
Well, now's a good time to advertise a new fed by Blazing Creations that I'm a general manager of. It is called DVC, Digital Violence Wrestling.
Yeah.
It is every Friday after UKW shows, which is UKW starts at 1 Eastern, so whenever that ends, DVC is there.
Oh.
It's good. It's new. It's scripted. It scripts. No, it doesn't rig matches. I mean, like it scripts. Good segments and stuff.
Yeah.
Segments. I mean, and yeah, it's good. You should come and try it out. We need members and stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably the only fed that I know that's rising
Oh.
because I heard it had a hell of a first show.
Okay. So they do 2 shows per week, and who's the main champion right now in that fed?
No one. They're gonna wait until the pay-per-view. So it's really a good opportunity for everyone to go and like pick up a good title there.
Oh, okay. Because
You're lucky because I'm the GM, so like you won't face any trouble.
So yeah, if I join that fed, I'm gonna be talking to Blazing Creation for a bit. See if he can.
Yeah, man. He has no problem with anyone, unless you're that gym rat who doesn't shut up. Then
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you're gonna have some trouble.
If you're one of them people who just just keep moaning and moaning and moaning and moaning.
Basically.
Anyway, and we have a stupid question from Masglutter again.
Okay, don't mention it. If it's a stupid question, don't mention it.
Okay. He just asked if he can roast someone, but
Or someone?
yeah.
Man, I'm zooming in on JJ Roblox's. Wait, let me zoom into that. It's gonna make a quick roast.
Okay, you do that.
Okay. Yeah, I see you, man. I see that forehead. You can fit the alphabet in that forehead.
Oh my lord. I remember, I think it was the last podcast, 2 podcasts ago, we had an hour podcast just of roasting this one person called Beast. Jesus.
Beast Aaron?
His name was X Beast, X or something. I'm not quite sure if you've heard of him. Have you heard of him, or he's?
No, I've seen him, but I haven't talked to him.
Okay. Jesus Christ, he just changed his about. He says, I quit pro wrestling for good. I hate everyone. Says a lot. Right?
Man, it's about him, not about me. Moving on.
Okay, but I just want to ask: do you have you seen anyone that loses a big match and then they go ahead and quit the group, or leave the group, or leave the
Yeah, many times. Even top carders and old gens, because like you know how top carders are dedicated to that stuff. They just can't take it, man. Like when they lose the big one, and it's something they probably have been preparing for months, maybe a whole damn year. You never know, and they lose. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, because I've had that. I've had that a lot as well. Now you can talk.
I'm lucky I haven't had that, because the one time I had a championship match in UKW Mania, I won it, and I'm happy. Like I don't take anything for granted until now.
Because people say rage quit. If you leave, you rage quit and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you'll probably rage quit yourself if you lose that big title for UKW.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna say I won't. I'm not gonna say I will. I'm just gonna say it's not rage quitting. It's just really your mindset. Like you're probably just like I don't know how I'm supposed to compete after with this. Like I've given everything I had, and I don't have what it takes. So I guess I'm not good enough for this. Like you start talking to yourself and you start feeling. And by the way, to manslaughter about Rudy. Rudy's a different case versus Finn. Yeah, Rudy's been preparing for practically a year and maybe a few months, and he lost to Finn in UKW Summer Clash. So he's not been doing good. I'll be honest with you. Like I know him. He's like a close friend of mine. He's not doing good after that. It's Demon versus the Demon. It's like two worlds collide. The GMT Demon versus the EST Demon, and they want to see who's the better demon, and for Rudy to have to wake up and accept the fact that he lost to the other demon, and he's now labeled as the other demon.
Yeah, because if you're a high card and you lose that big match, it really says something for your career. Maybe
and Rudy, and here's something people Rudy didn't want to tell us. He was UKW champion, and he lost it on purpose just to dedicate it to his match to Finn. You know how dedicated he was to that match? Like, that boy was serious.
So that was kind of his match, like, that's the main match of his career, and he just lost it.
Yeah, man, probably. Like, Rudy was on a run. He's beaten the same guy that has beaten me, which is Game Spain, who took the title back. Because, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't ready. I was literally, like, first time winning a championship that good. Got me like thinking, man, I'm the best and stuff. I'm not gonna like I said, I'm mentioning my flaws right now because I ain't perfect. I ain't gonna judge anyone who isn't perfect either. And I just called them out, and I lost it. And to this day, I'm working like I worked for UKW Mania. There's even a YouTube link for me versus Game Spain UKW Mania. You can see what happened back there compared to now. Compared to like how I lost the title and how I won it, I was more dedicated. So once again, it's all about dedication. And when you lose with dedication, that's not good, because you end up thinking stuff and you end up just like, I can't compete anymore. That's probably the big chance I had, and I screwed it up. But if you lose and you don't have any dedication, you'll probably be like, you just complain for like bitch and moan for a few hours or stuff, and you just like come back the next day like, what's up? How's it going, guys? Like when it comes to dedication, it's important. Like even in WWE, like when people lose and when they dedicate to something,
Yeah.
you've seen them. You've seen John Cena
Yeah.
after The Rock. Even though it's scripted, but yeah,
Big loss for his career.
anyone in real life would do that.
Yeah. If you guys have any more questions, because I think how long have we been doing this?
No idea. It's been for how long? Yeah, man, we've been Skyping for 40 something.
Jesus Christ.
We've been like 50 something. So yeah, probably the last question because I have to go too.
Yeah. I just want to ask, who would you think would win? Top stars, CCW. No, incorrection. Different question. Brutal Damon or Royce or the other demon. I forgot his name.
Finn Balor.
The demon of
Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy versus Brutal Damon.
Damon would win. I'll be like, Damon has destroyed Finn, the guy that beat Rudy.
Right.
And Damon's just something else. Like anyone versus Damon, I'm just gonna say Damon,
Okay.
unless it's someone who has a chance against him. Probably.
Okay.
I haven't seen Damon lose.
You've never seen David lose. Have you versed him at all?
Actually, no. I've seen him lose to Boss Raymundo. Once again, this is what makes me sure that Raymundo is going to go back down to the history books as one of the best. EST, GMT doesn't matter. He's one of the best.
He's one of the best. Like, do you think you're better than Boss Raymundo? If at his prime, this is.
At his prime, I beat him. At his prime, he's beat me.
So it's kind of even.
Yeah, we're even in terms of wins.
Alright, so I think we're gonna wrap up the podcast there. Thank you for coming on my podcast again. I really appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed.
See you.
And see you.